We are back, episode 90. Waking up alive like the Undertaker.
Episode 90 of the BSG podcast, presented by friends at Moon Golf. I'm Casey, Zach in the middle. I say the middle, I don't know what he is on y'all screen. If you're
I'm on the left on my side.
That's Zach. And then Brady is over here as well. We're jumping in. We're 10 away from the big 100, which we can jump into that later because that's coming up. And if you're local, it'd be a great opportunity for you to win some Moon Golf swag. But like I said, presented by friends over at Moon Golf. Brady's going to tell you about them.
Yeah, like Casey said, we're going to do a big thing at Moon Golf, so stay tuned for that. And if you haven't been to get fit for a golf club, honestly, I think you're doing a disservice to yourself. It's the only way to truly know what club and shaft combination works best for your game. The folks at Moon Golf are equipped with all the knowledge to get you in the right set of clubs, and now is the best time for that, as all the new drivers from 2024 and the 3 woods are freshly stocked and ready to swing in the TrackMan bays. Don't forget to have a look around and check out the rest of their gear they offer that is tailored to golfers like me and you. I know there's got to be something in their store to spend that tax return money on. So improve your game today and go to a Moon Golf store near you.
Boy, you know we love Moons. In a few, I think next month, Zach's fitting video is coming out. We're going next week to film Brady's fitting video. So you'll get to see kind of what it's like to do it. Best part about it is that they're very, as Mitchell would say, cool and down-to-earth people.
I knew
that
coming.
will help you. You don't
and local business.
Yeah, local. When I go, I've been with a friend one time to the superstore, and he was getting fitted for a driver, and it was this older white guy fitting him, and it was just like he was very like in, I guess, all business, not really personable. Didn't want to really talk about stuff. But Moon Golf, I feel like I got a friendship there. Like the guy really wants to see me hit my best club and figure out what's right for me. So check out Moon Golf. We got a special one tonight. Zach, a former graduate.
We'll just start this off with a big roll tide.
I'll allow it for this episode.
All right, guys. Tonight we have another special guest. Zach's been racking them in here lately. We've got the brother from last week's episode, Canon Claycomb. He's joining us from the University of Alabama. He's originally from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Has played 4 years at Alabama, is a graduate student now, currently ranked 66 in the World Amateur Golf Rankings. That's honestly the most impressive thing I've seen in a long time. Canon was shooting 64s in regional tournaments in 2017 to then being selected to be part of the Junior President's Cup. His prep highlights honestly exceed himself and expectations. Owned a career tournament victory while at Alabama and ended the 2023 fall season ranked 20th on the PGA Tour University rankings. His list of accolades really goes on, and I don't want to run us out of time reading them all. So without further ado, welcome Canon to today's episode.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Start off with a roll tide. You're the first Alabama person we've had on here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Roll Tide, got my hat on, so had to rep. I know you guys are
I've been a member. Yeah, I've been a member of the Swinging Elephant Club for 4 or 5 years now. It's one of my favorite logos. I wish I could have it on more clothes.
I want to start off asking you a good question from last week. I think you had a listen from your brother's episode. Were you surprised with any of the answers that he gave on the episode? He said that you'd be a better caddy than him at one point.
No, I don't think I was surprised by anything. I think he did a good job. I was proud of him. I do like to caddy. I think I have kind of a better understanding of how the game works as of right now than Cooper does. I think Cooper is more naturally talented. He can do things that like I can't do, but I can beat him kind of with my mind and how I get around the golf course, which is why I think we work good together when I caddy for him. I think he talked about when I caddied for him at the Orlando Junior Amateur, and he ended up winning that week. But it was really just like he kind of gets ahead of himself sometimes, and I was just kind of like, hey, this is the shot that is in front of us. Let's focus on this one, and after you hit that one, we'll worry about the next one. And I think I usually do a pretty good job of that. I think he tends to look ahead sometimes, and that just comes with age and playing more golf. But I do think I would be a good caddy. Yeah.
He said between the two of you, y'all are always competitive, but you know how to score when it matters. Like he may hit it a little further or tighter, but you know how to score and get the scores that count.
Yeah, and again, I just think that comes with age, and I've got to play a lot more than he has. And I've got to play in a lot of big time tournaments and like kind of see how really, really good players play. And I think I just picked it up quicker than he did. But I think like he is right that I do score really well. Like I chip it really good and I putt it really well. And I think he's kind of figuring that out, that like you can hit it 340 all day, but if you get it on the green and you two putt and someone else hits it short and hits it on the green and they one putt, they beat you. So
Mm-hmm.
I think he's kind of catching on, and like I think college golf is going to be so great for him, and like I think over the next 4 years, like he's going to get so much better than maybe I even have, just because I came into college at a little higher level and I didn't have as much to learn. I still had a lot to learn, but I don't think I had as much to learn. But I think with his talent and his like focus on golf now and his understanding of like how the game is going to work, and having a coach be there like, hey, like this hole calls for this shot calls for this shot shape, stuff like that, I think he's going to get exponentially better really fast.
Going back to you coming up in high school and playing golf, did you face any challenges like trying to make it to a D1 school? And like, did you have a lot of offers early, or did it seem like a lot of big schools like Alabama were already looking at you coming up?
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate enough to like not have to worry about getting recruited. I got my first offer from Alabama in 7th grade, so I was like barely in middle school when I got my first offer from here. But I mean, like I played a lot of like I played, the AJGA invitationals in 7th grade, which a lot of kids don't play until freshman or sophomore year of high school. So then it starts to become a little more crunch time for those kids. And the recruiting rules changed once I got to college, where I don't think a school can reach out until sophomore year anymore, or until after sophomore year. So I think that was a good rule, because like when I was growing up, there were a lot of kids that were committed to like big schools in 6th grade. And then like by 11th grade, they didn't even play golf anymore. So I think that rule kind of needed to happen. But no, I mean, I was fortunate enough. Like I played the junior players my 7th grade year and 8th grade year, 9th grade year, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. So I played, all these like really high level junior golf tournaments from a really young age. And I was just fortunate. Like the way the AJGA was structured at the time was I came in, I played a junior all-star, finished second, then played another junior all-star, finished second, then played another junior all-star, finished second, and then I got invited to a junior all-star invitational, which was like a higher level junior all-star, and I finished second again. And then by that point, like I had gotten enough points to where I started getting into invitationals, and it's kind of like the elevated events on the PGA Tour, where like if you can get into the tournament, you're almost guaranteed to stay in the tournaments if you play just average. And then like I got on some teams like the Junior President's Cup team, the Junior Ryder Cup team, that gave extra bonus points. And so like at that point, it was just like I was racking up points without having to count events. So yeah, no, I mean, I was really fortunate. I got to take a lot of really cool visits. I came to Alabama twice. I went to LSU. I went to Stanford. I went to Texas. I went to Vanderbilt, Florida State, Florida, Georgia. I think that was it. But, and I went to Kentucky too. But I had a really good time being recruited. It was like some of the most fun times I've ever had. And I'm happy I chose Alabama. It was a good choice for me. So it was fun.
how has your relationship grown with your teammates while you've been there, and can you give us a summary of like what you think about the team's dynamic while you've been there?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, Alabama has a great history at golf. You know, won back-to-back national championships. I've won a handful of SEC championships, and that was kind of what brought me to Alabama was the history and everything that surrounded the golf program. And like you said with the Swinging Elephant Club, like everywhere else I went when I went on a visit, like no one was wearing golf merch. And then you would go to like a football game here at Alabama, and there were people wearing Swinging Elephant stuff like in Bryant Denny Stadium. And you're like, oh shit, like
Mm-hmm.
people care about the golf team. Like that's a cool thing to have. But I mean, the dynamic has been so different since I've been here. Like the first year I was here, we had Wilson Furr, Davis Shore, myself, a couple other guys, and like Wilson's now on the PGA Tour, Shore's on Latin American Tour, kind of Corn Ferry Tour. So like had two really good players in that. And then COVID kind of happened, and that was a weird thing. We had to play like a full SEC schedule the next year, and we weren't a very good team that year, so we just got stomped on for a year. And then like Dunlap came to school, and we went from being bad to like really good really fast. And Jonathan Grizz was in that class with Nick Dunlap. He's another really good player, so that kind of added to that class, and we had a little momentum last year. And myself and Thomas Ponder started playing better, and we just kind of like peaked at the right time, and we finished 11th at nationals last year and played good at the SEC championship. And then we won twice in the fall this year with Nick, and then Nick goes on to win on the PGA Tour, and now we are without our best player. So it's kind of like it's been a weird kind of 3 months. But I keep like telling the guys like I've been on bad teams before, and like this isn't a bad team. We've kind of lost our identity a little bit with Nick leaving. And I think that's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a big piece of the puzzle that's now gone. But like everyone on this team is still good enough to compete with all the best teams in the country. We just have to put it together at the right time. And that's kind of what I keep telling everybody. And we didn't play very good last weekend or this week. But like I'm not worried about it. Like some guys would hit the panic button. I just showed up this morning and went about my business as normal because, like I said, I think we're a good team, and I've been on bad teams before, and I don't think this is a bad team. So the dynamic has been very up and down since I've been in school, and a lot of weird things have happened. Like COVID happened, Dunlap wins on the PGA Tour, the first amateur to win on the PGA Tour in like 30 years. Like it's been a weird 4.5 years, but it's been fun, and I've enjoyed every part of it.
When he's coming down the stretch and there's a chance he can win, I know Coach said that when he made the final putt, he knew he was gone. At what point were you like, yeah, he's probably elevated and ready to hit the tour now? Did you think before then, or was it more of he's one of us? If he doesn't win, he's still here the rest of the season, and we're chasing the title still.
Yeah, I mean, I think he definitely had to win to leave and go to the PGA Tour, just because the position he was in with the accelerated program that the PGA Tour has put into college golf now, like he would have gotten his card anyway. It just would have been after this year. But like obviously a win, he got all of the elevated events for 2 years, I think, and the Masters and the US Open and the PGA Championship. So I think like a lot of people have asked me that question, like, were you surprised that Nick won? And my answer is always no, I'm not surprised that he won. Like, it's very surprising that an amateur wins on the PGA Tour. That doesn't happen very often at all. Like, that is surprising, but I wasn't surprised that, like, Nick got the job done. Because, I mean, you might have seen the tweet I put out, but, like, the day before he left, he shot 60 at North River, and, like, I played good, and he beat me by 11. So, like, I was like, all right, this dude's, like, a little different, like, and, I mean, like, I think it was the perfect combination of things to happen where the golf tournament was on 3 different golf courses, so the crowds are spread out all week. Like he didn't have to have 20,000 people every day around him, and it was kind of short, and it was a putting contest, and like there's not a person I've met or watched putt the ball better than that kid does. So like if it comes down to a putting contest, like I would put my money on him 99.9% of the time. Like that's why I wasn't really shocked. Like it was crazy that he beat Sam Burns and Justin Thomas coming down the stretch, and like he won the golf tournament. But like I wasn't surprised that Nick Dunlap won. It was like, all right, this was gonna happen. It just probably happened a little earlier than it was supposed to.
Yeah.
When Sam Burns put it in the water on 17, I was like, Nick's got it. He's got it from here. And then I mean that, like you said, his putting. When he had that, like, I don't know, maybe 7-8 footer to save his par on the last hole, I was like, he's gonna. I mean, it just looked like he was gonna drain it the whole way. And I mean, he's just. I can tell, like, with that kind of shot and that kind of like mentality, he's got what it takes to stay there and be there for a while.
Yeah, well, and the crazy thing about that putt was, like, obviously I practice with him every day out here. The one drill he does is a string drill from like 6 feet, and he puts the string on the left center of the hole, and it just like hits 1,000 of these left center putts firm in the back of the cup every time. And I saw the back view of the putt before he hit it. I was like, oh my God, this is a left center putt firm. Like, this could not be a more perfect putt for Nick Dunlap. Like, this is what he's practiced a million times. And it just so happened that he got the left center putt that he wanted, and he knocked it right in the middle of the hole, and he won the tournament. But when we saw that, like, before he even hit it, we're like, dude, this is wraps. Like, this kid's not missing this putt. Like, I was just basically like, hey, don't cuss in this video so I can post it on Twitter, because like this is gonna go in and we're gonna go crazy. So like, just be prepared for when this goes in.
I was having a blast. I think we were all watching, especially whenever you were like tweeting as it was happening. So it was fun to see that, and there was a lot of stuff like that happening always on Twitter. But just to see like a teammate of his, like just keeping it going and being all excited, that's like truly some stuff that we need.
Yeah, bro, it was so fun. I've gotten to ride his coattail twice now at U.S. Amateur and the MX, and both times have been an absolute blast. So thank you, Nick Dunlap, for providing me two memories that I'll never forget.
What are your plans for like your steps after this season at Bama? Do you plan to take it to professional, or like maybe start some Corn Ferry Tour events or something like that?
Yeah, so I'm 19th on PGA Tour U right now. Hopefully get some status through that. If not, I'll go to Q school, and I'm definitely going to turn pro, and I'm going to do that for as long as I can. Like, I mean, we just talked about Nick, and that's like a crazy scenario to happen, maybe 1 in a million. But I mean, the reality of pro golf is like you kind of have to grind for a couple of years before you make it to the show, and that's kind of my plan, is just finish school, try and get opportunities to play different places, and when I do get an opportunity to play somewhere, try and take advantage of it. And I'm gonna move back to Orlando, where my family lives now, and play and practice out of there. And that gives me a good opportunity to travel a little bit from Orlando. So I've thought about going to Europe, doing that kind of stuff. Obviously doing like Latin, Canadian, and then Corn Ferry, if possible. But a lot of Mondays, a lot of mini tour events, like just trying to get reps, trying to get starts, opportunities to play. And yeah, that's the plan.
Are you tied to any brand currently as far as like clubs? Are you a TaylorMade, or are you because the school's Ping?
Yeah, we're
Mostly?
Ping, and I'm actually Ping as well. I started working with them like the start of my junior year, which is actually when I started playing better golf. I work with a guy named Scott Sullivan. He's their college tour rep at Ping. And I play all of their clubs through the bag, driver through putter. Love their stuff. I actually just got the new irons they came out with, the Blueprint tees, I believe. the smaller ones, whatever the bladier ones are. I think it's
Oh, they said they're, from what I've read, they're for elite players only.
dude. I'm hitting them so far. I'm hitting a 7-iron 192 yards right now, and I had the old blueprints, and my 7-iron went like 178 yards. Like
How does
they're
that affect you?
maybe the best irons I've ever played. Sorry.
How does that affect you? How does that affect you in tournaments right now? Swapping clubs and it being so different like that.
It's really not bad. We did a lot of work, myself and Coach Sewell, before the first event. Just on TrackMan, getting numbers down. I'll hit, like a bunch of full hard 7-irons, a bunch of like 3/4 7-irons, half 7-irons, cut, draw, and you just kind of do that through the bag. Write it down, memorize it. I study it like it's homework. That way, when I get out there, I know exactly how far a half 7-iron goes or a cut 7-iron goes, whatever. And you just kind of do that through the bag. Really, I felt really good with the irons last week. I lost like 10 shots off the tee, which is not like myself, but I was hitting it all over God's creation. I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with the driver last week, so
That's what Cooper
that was
said.
the
You
problem.
stand with us on that part.
Yeah, usually it's my go-to. Like I'm pretty confident with the driver, but I think I was getting it a little too far back in my stance, and I was hitting some quick left ones and just kind of covering a little too much. And when I get nervous on the golf course, I tend to aim farther right because I hit a draw. So I'll keep working myself farther right, farther right, farther right, and then you kind of work opposite, and you start coming over the top and smothering it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I just need to get back on the range today. I woke up this morning at like 7:45. I couldn't sleep last night. I was like, I'm going to hit 1,000 drivers. And went out to the course this morning, hit like 100 drivers, and then I had to take a nap after that. But I was like, all right, we made some progress today. It's better.
With someone like at your skill level, I know distance with a driver is amazing, but for you to get that much more yardage with your irons, is it really a big deal to be able to do that if you're already able to score with the irons at the yards you have? Or is it, I know driver, they're like, yeah, I got 10 yards, that's great. But if your irons now jump 20 yards, does that really matter for
Yeah, I
you?
think for me, it's huge. Like, because I'm not a pumper of the ball. Like Cooper, you guys talked to him last week. Like, he can fly at 325, 330 in the air. Like, I don't know if I've ever hit a drive 330, like ever, even after roll. So,
Yeah.
those like 30 yards that I'm losing on him, I'm gaining back in the irons now. And so I can hit a drive 290 and have 194, and I can hit a 7-iron instead of having to hit a 5-iron. And now the proximity goes down from 35 feet to 25 feet. And like a
Gotcha.
make percentage from 25 feet is a lot higher than 35 feet. So like for
Yeah.
me, the irons going farther is a huge deal. For someone like Cooper or someone that hits it far, like it might not be that big of a deal. And it actually might be a detriment because they hit it so far that they'll never have those yardages with a 7-iron. But like for me, it's a lifesaver because now I don't have to worry about trying to hit it 310, 315. I can hit it 290 down the middle and hit a 7-iron 195, 194.
So
What's the story on the knee sleeve? Is it a Jalen Milrow type vibe, or
they're a
is
basketball
it a
family.
compression,
He's been posting up in the paint too much.
or
Yeah.
is it a Tiger Woods like just compression, or?
Yeah, no, so it is a compression sleeve. I used to wear a brace, and I'm probably about to go back to the brace. But we are a basketball family. I played high school basketball for 4 years with Cooper. He was the point guard. I was a power forward. And I used to dislocate my knee a lot. Like I kind of had a weird injury playing basketball, and it popped out, and then I never like addressed it because I didn't want to sit out a game or a couple games. And it just kind of kept popping out, and I'd pop it back in and like act like it didn't hurt. But then like I kind of got older, and I was like, damn, my knee like kind of hurts. Like kind of hard to stand here and putt without it shaking. So I got in a knee brace, and it helped and solved everything that I was dealing with. And I mean, like you can ask Cooper, like if you ever talk to him again, like I've never once cared what I look like on a golf course. So the knee sleeve was like, it was just kind of natural, and I was like rocking the knee sleeve, and some people liked it, some people thought I was weird, but I was like, I really don't care. because like if I keep beating you, then it doesn't matter anyway. So the knee sleeve like kind of just became a part of me, and then Grant Nelson started wearing the sleeve on his leg, like same leg, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
bro, that looks fire. Like I want to bring that to golf. So I started working out in the sleeve, and then it helped a little bit, and I wore it this week, and I think I'll probably go back to the brace. It just has a little bit more stability, but I do like the sleeve. Like I wear it when we work out, and it's nice. So
Once you're on tour, it won't be seen anyway, unless you go live. If
Oh.
you go live and you wear shorts, people will know.
yeah, exactly. I think if I go to live, I'll have enough money to afford knee surgery, though. I'll be good.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you were right. So after college, when you go pro and play in tournaments, are you putting Cooper on the bag, or your dad's got a 65 caddying with Cooper? Is your dad going on the bag?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Dad will probably have to do it for a little bit while I'm trying to get my feet under me. That or probably just find like a local guy each week that just kind of carries the clubs and gives me numbers. And if they're good enough, like I'll trust them for the week.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole caddy thing, I haven't put a ton of thought into. I think Cooper, like, I don't know what he thinks right now, but I think in 4 years he's going to want to play professional golf. And I think he's going to be able to give it a run. So I kind of want to let like him have his own journey and like try and figure out what he wants to do on his own without having to ask him to do too much for me. Because I mean, whether he admits it or not, like he did have to live in my shadow a little bit growing up, and that was just how it was. And I think it helped him. He talked about it a little bit. Like he got to come to the Junior Ryder Cup. He got to come to Junior President's Cup. Like he saw really good high level golf, and I think that motivated him a little bit. But he was always kind of Cannon's little brother, like growing up, and as a bit older brother, like I felt kind of shitty about that because it was like it's the me show, and now he's in school, and I'm proud of him that he made his own choice to go to Louisville and like pick a school that we didn't have any affiliation to, and he's kind of creating his own like journey and his own name and image, and I think that's good. But no, when I turn pro, I think we'll probably just figure it out week to week. A lot of times, like I might just carry my own bag still. And then Corn Ferry events, like they'll have caddies out there for the week that you can just hire.
Cooper, he invited us out to play a match against him. We're trying to see if we can go 2-0 against the Claycomb brothers. You let us know.
I'm down whenever you guys want to play. You guys are in Alabama, right?
Yeah. And it's a short drive up to Tuscaloosa for us.
Are you in Birmingham?
Just east of it, right on the state line. We're closer to Auburn, and that's why Casey's an Auburn fan for some reason. But some of us had good bloodlines, and
so don't.
Whatever you guys want.
Half hours to Tuscaloosa.
They say that us as a scramble is equivalent to like one PGA Tour player, so it'd be a good prep for you getting ready to turn pro.
Yeah, for sure, dude. We'll run it anytime. If we have a free weekend, I'll let you know. We'll run it up.
Now, the only thing we need if we win, we need you to talk to Coach and figure out how he gets these milkshakes at every victory.
It's become a staple, man. People go crazy for the milkshakes. Like, we'll post it on socials after we win a tournament, and like the replies will be filled with people getting milkshakes, like literally leaving their house to go drive and get milkshakes after the golf team wins. And it's such an awesome little tradition that Seawell's built, and it's really cool.
Just know if we beat you, put out milkshakes.
All right, that's fine. I can live with that. But if I win, I get 3 milkshakes because I beat 3 of you.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Absolutely.
And we're all, and don't be intimidated. We're all walking up to the first tee with a sleeve on our left leg.
That's all right. I can deal with that.
We're gonna be ready.
I love that.
Cool. No, we'll make it happen for real because we love filming those kind of videos, and we're most likely Cooper was like all about it, so we'd love to go play him. We'd love to play you and have it on the channel. That'd be sick.
Absolutely, dude. It's crazy how like YouTube golf is taking over. Like, it's really become a big thing. Like, I've got some buddies that were playing pro golf that were like, dude, I'm thinking about hanging it up and just going and like starting a YouTube channel and playing golf.
I think it's the way to go, especially if you're good.
It's
like
crazy.
I think it's the way to go.
it's really crazy. And like I'm for it. Like I mean, I watch Foreplay all the time. Like I watch Golf Digest videos. I watch what's the guy Joey Cold Cuts and that other
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Bobby.
talking about? Yeah, but
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
I think it's
Bobby
hilarious.
Fairways.
Yeah, I think they're hilarious. Like they've got a good niche, and like there's a huge community for that kind of content. So I would definitely be down to play.
Oh, love it. We'll wait till your season's over so we don't distract you in the middle of that. But we'll easily come up there and make it happen. Zach, he's lived up there, so he'll show us around and get us up there.
I know my way around T-Town.
Yeah. We got a couple places we can go.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll make it happen.
But yeah, we just really want to say thanks for coming on. It's always big to have someone like your caliber just to come on and talk golf.
Absolutely, man. I thank you guys for having me on. I always love, talking golf, talking anything golf. I think we as golfers too, like especially at Alabama and like Auburn, like the golf team is accessible, right? Like the football team, you're not going to be able to talk to Jalen Milroe, like
I
unless
don't
you're
think Jalen's going
ESPN.
to interview with us.
Yeah, like unless you're ESPN or like ABC or CBS, like you're not getting access to them. And that's kind of one of the things I told our guys is like in the age of NIL, like we have to be the spokesman for ourselves and our team. And doing these things is an opportunity for us to, be on camera, be on screen, have interviews, talk to people. So I appreciate you guys letting me come on, and I appreciate you guys letting Cooper come on as well. As a big brother, it was really nice to see him get his little, couple minutes of fame, and he's playing really good golf, and I'm proud of him. So thank you guys.
I tried to
we
get him to
appreciate
say
you.
that Louisville red was more crimson, but he wouldn't go for it.
Dude, I think they're trying to steal our
said-
basketball coach right now.
I hope not. I hope they build the arena, which Burns said the other day it's got a lot of interest lately from the boosters. So hopefully they just build it, lifetime contract, and him
Zach,
and KD.
write a check, Zach. That alumni money.
I got about $20. I donate to the Alumni Foundation every year, $20.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nah, Nate's done
no.
a great job, and Greg does a great job. So I think if they keep those two guys around, the basketball program will be in a good spot for next couple of years for sure.
Well, we appreciate you a lot, Canon, and we're gonna make the video happen. We'd love to come up and play, and whatever course, whatever, it don't matter. But we'll come play up there, and it'll be fun. We'll get it on video. We'll get 1-0 against you, and then we'll go take on Cooper, and we'll go 2-0.
Yeah. I'll
That's
keep
what
Coop
we'll do.
for the second one. He's kind of the better player anyway. Don't tell him I said that,
Yeah.
but I'll keep him in the back
Yeah.
pocket in case you guys sneak a win off me.
Yeah.
The deal we're gonna have with Cooper is he pays for us to go to Skyline.
Oh. That's the thing I
That-
never grew up on with Skyline. That must be like a Louisville thing now. Southern Kentucky, we didn't do any Skyline.
I went to Louisville for work one week, and the guys took me out to Skyline. I was like, "Why don't we have this further south?" That's a game changer.
Some people love it, man. They go feral for it up in Northern Kentucky.
Man, we're rooting for you. I'm rooting for you individually, not your school or your team, but you individually.
Whoa, now
And I hope you have a great rest of the season.
tell him you want him to get an SEC championship this year, Casey.
I don't, but hey, I do want this. If we beat you, listen. If you win, we'll come up with something. But if we win, we want a leg sleeve signed so we can frame it and put it up in our studio when we get it.
That's
leg
what we
sleeve.
I
need.
can do that.
Okay, that's what we want.
I can do
the
that.
leg
How about
sleeve.
this? Win or lose, I'll give you a leg sleeve sign that
Yeah,
you can
it's
put
gotta
up.
be signed. It's gotta be signed though.
All right, we can make that happen.
Perfect. Appreciate you, Cannon.
Yeah, thank you guys. Y'all have a great time. And hopefully I'll see you soon so we can get around to golfing.
Yes, sir.
We are back. That was Canon, and just thank him for coming on.
Without now
Always nice to have high caliber guys come on and talk a little higher level golf than we know.
What listeners, what else do you want from us? That's back-to-back weeks with D1 college athletes. What else do you want from us out here? Give us a subscribe and a follow on our YouTube channel. We're earning it, people. We're earning it.
Start tagging guys you want to hear from.
Yeah,
I think we're to the point you can start tagging them and they'll respond.
I
I'm
think
waiting
we're
on
opening
Matt
up.
Fitzpatrick to
We're
retire.
opening up doors where we're get levels. I think we can now get a few more if we want Alabama guys. We can get a few more Auburn guys. Hey, both Claycomb brothers have now agreed to a match against us. So we're probably going to go up to Tuscaloosa first, a little bit closer, get a match going, and then plan a trip out
And
to
he's a
old.
grad student, so he's got less time in the area since he
Yep.
said he's moving to Orlando.
Yep. So we need to hurry up and do it. So that'd be a great video. I think it's going to take all the manpower to even touch a match against him. We'll have to make sure we plan that accordingly. But shout out to the Claycomb brothers. Thanks coming on. We'll see whose video does best. Cooper is one of our best podcasts as far as views and stuff. But I'm sure all we have to do is put a big old thumbnail picture of him and his Alabama stuff, and people are going to click it. So thanks, Canon, for the
I
views.
hope so.
Yeah. So that's that. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's jump into it. This past week, the Moon Golf Invitational. This is our second year being partners with Moon Golf. So our second year being able to talk about the Invitational. And Brady's got us detailed in. I'll let him run through it. Did not end the way I wanted it to end, but Brady can run us through that.
Yeah, keeping up with it a little bit there towards the end because they had to skip a day because of weather. But this event is hosted at Century Country Club in Melbourne, Florida, which is the home of Moon Golf. The event's first round was originally scheduled to be played Sunday, but it was moved to Saturday. Right off the bat, number 15, Auburn, led the field through the opening round. Megan Schofield and Anna Foster led the Tigers on Saturday, each carding a 3-under 69. LSU trailed them by 1 stroke. Macy Filler of Florida went wire to wire to win the individual title at 9 under. LSU shot 11 under in the final round to claim the team title at 14 under, with the Auburn Tigers finishing in second at 2 over par. Northwestern,
What a wide gap.
Vanderbilt, Texas A&M, and Florida round out your top 5 respectively.
Like after the first round or whatever, they Moon Golf posted the scores, and it was like Auburn and LSU were both tied for first at 3 under or something like that. And then they posted the final. I said, "What in the world happened for Auburn to not be positive, and then LSU to be 14?"
16 strokes is huge between first and second place.
Yeah, I mean, and for them to shoot 11 under in 1 round is ridiculous for their team to fire off that. They must have been really feeling it on that last day. But shout out Moon Golf. They're always putting on. This is a great tournament with top teams coming in, and I don't know if Moon Golf, if you've seen it, but one of the reasons we love them is they let all the girls from the schools come in and shop in their store, and they give them gift cards, and so the girls get to kind of pick out some golf equipment or golf clothes or whatever. So Anna and Dan always do a great job taking care of that, helping grow the game for women golfers, and putting on. This is a fancy tournament. Like if you watched it and saw the scoreboards and stuff like that, this ain't like a come on down to point and we'll hold up paper to show your scoreboard at the end of the day, but fancy.
Yeah. I heard a little name drop for the Moon Golf Invitational on the NLU podcast the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got to talking about they had a full LPGA recap show, or kind of like a post-round show for this upcoming tournament, and they were talking about probably did like a 10-minute segment on the tournament and all the players that were in it.
Man, jump into another college tournament. Our boy Coach Lytle led the Skyhawks into battle. 8 teams in this field, and unfortunately, our boys finished 6 out of 8. Not what we're looking for, but it's okay. First one of the year.
Early in the season.
Yeah. Got a lot of work to do. Coach, I didn't realize I was able to go meet with the team the other week, and they have 18 guys on the team, which he said is pretty big for a college program. And only 5 can travel, but a lot of guys out there working hard for that traveling spot. So I'm sure the next couple tournaments he'll have it figured out, who's going to be the best ones for that. And Point historically has been known to be a great men's college school for golf. Like they historically have done well. And we trust Coach Lytle. We know he's got it dialed.
That's our guy.
That's our guy. I'd send my son to play for him.
I'd send Marley to make the men's team. She's going to be long off the box.
That
We're working on speed training right now.
already. You know, Everly's already making 8-footers. I sent y'all the video. She's rolling them firm in the back of the cup too. She's not letting it break fall in the front. It's firm and in the back of the cup.
Nothing but gas.
Gas. All right, so we're transitioning now. This is time to lock it in. These are our picks presented by Swanee's Golf. If you haven't noticed in our videos, the boys love wearing Swanee's Golf polos, outerwear, vest, all this stuff. It keeps us warm. And what you can do is you can use our code BSG25 and get 25% off of your order, which is ridiculous. Nope, you're not going to get that anywhere else. And so and a lot of people think that maybe it's like very thin, cheap polos. I think they're they're pretty thick. They're good. They're quality. So 25% off BSG 25.
I like the polos. I think they're on par with any other brand.
I agree. Yeah. I think they're good. Use BSG 25 for 25% off. And people are always, I don't know if you know, a lot of our videos we post, people say, oh, that polo, or they see it and they like the patterns and the style. And so go get you one. As we jump into this week, our picks. The Mexico Open at Vedanta.
Oh, you don't want to follow up the Genesis first? Last week's tournament.
I guess we can. I feel like I guess I was going to say if our listeners probably keep up with golf, but maybe some of them don't. So we can let them know.
My guy, awful. I couldn't believe it. I went from first to second now. I'm two strokes off the lead.
Barely, yeah.
So we're battling. Wyndham got cut. Casey picked Scotty Scheffler, tied for 10th. Mitchell picked Justin Thomas, cut.
I gained 18 strokes on Mitchell.
And Brady picked No Hat Pat, and he was in it all the way until late Sunday.
The man choked it out, but I mean, I don't know. At least he got me some good points there towards the end.
And Hideki pulled it off.
Yeah.
And that ugly. I mean, the Srixon colorways he wears are so ugly. That yellow, I hate it.
The big story is Tiger just dropping out and leaving.
They've never said anything else about it either.
Yeah.
No, they said something about nausea and stuff.
He pregnant, maybe.
No.
But this week, the Mexico Open at Vedanta. I'll start with my pick, Davis Thompson. Local boy. He's been scoring well. I think it's his time to hoist the trophy.
He grew up playing courses around here. Can you believe that? I bet his scores are nothing we've ever seen before on like RTJ and stuff.
Oh yeah. My pick, I'm going with the back-to-back. Give me, he plays well in these kind of tournaments. Tony Finau. I think a field that's not loaded with superstars and it's like average, not a lot of the big names. Tony Finau, he shines in these tournaments. Give me Tony.
He's got all them kids he got to play every week.
Got to feed them.
Got them bills.
Mitchell went. I was going to say, he went Charlie Hoffman. I think Mitchell just went off a bad pick, if you're asking me. That's all I'm going to say.
Cut again.
Yeah, he might have another cut.
The recency bias is going to get him cut, and he's going to be playing in an amateur tournament, not the Kirby, because we're all going to play in the Kirby.
He did good in the waste management, and it's just a one-hit kind of thing. He's done after that. He's not.
Yep.
He's done. Brady, who you got?
Green works well at the waste management. Don't show up at Augusta. He don't get that invite.
Brady, I want to hear you pronounce this name you picked.
All right. Well, first, I want to say that last year, this was the first pick of anybody that we got one right, and I picked Tony Finau because he won this tournament last year. So I just want to say that
here we go.
Yeah, he's a defending champ, so I might have something going here. Nikolai Højgaard. Who I'm going with. And the only reason I know
like it. That's smooth. That's smooth off the tongue.
Yeah. Solly at NLU and TC, all of them, they pronounce his name like that. So I just after hearing it so many times, I'm just like, I got to know how to pronounce it.
What made you want to pick him? Is he an NLU favorite this week?
Yeah. So Solly had he said that he's been brewing up. He's coming off of a win in December on the European Tour. Or DP World Tour, however you want to classify it. But I think he's playing well.
So that's our picks for the PGA. The LPGA finally started back this week. If you didn't know, we're advocates for the LPGA. We like making picks for them as well. So It's actually started Wednesday night, and if you want to watch it, you can watch from 10:30 p.m. to 3 a.m. on Peacock or Golf Channel because they're over in China. And so they're going on right now. Our picks, Zach had, I'm letting him say it,
Ziyu Lin.
who is currently 3 under right now as we speak. I had Ruan, I'm going to mess up her name too, Ruaning Yin. She's 3 under as well. Mitch had Lilia Vu, who's 1 over right now as we speak. And Brady, I need to see where the cut line
Did
is.
not announce his pick. Yeah. DQ plus 10.
He texted.
No, I had it in the Google Sheets. I just forgot to send it when we were talking about it.
His pick is currently 3 over. Charlie Hull.
Yeah,
right now.
Not doing well. Not doing well.
I'm trying to see where the cut line is projected. Well, there's only she's tied for last right now. Tied 70th. Charlie
that's
Hull.
what I need.
She's probably gonna get cut.
Imagine if they both got cut and he got 20 strokes added.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get cut.
Hard to come back.
Man, I'm gonna make a big run on Mitch between last week and this week. So those are our picks. It's kind of hard to watch the LPGA unless you're a night owl. You can watch it at 10:30 or to 3 a.m.
It's
go
like
check it
8:49 tea time.
Yeah, you can go watch it or watch the clips because honestly, some of their golf that they're playing right now is some of the best golf you'll watch. So go check it out.
Before we go to the next thing, I wanted to say that there's a event coming up next week, I believe, or in 2 weeks, with Max Homa, I think Justin Thomas, and Rosang and Lexi Thompson.
The match.
Yeah, the new match. Isn't it?
Wow.
It's Lexi, I think. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up real quick.
I didn't know that. I need to check that out. That's breaking news right here. Nobody else even knew that.
Well, it's
Capital
been in the
One
news.
might have.
Oh, okay. I thought Brady broke news for us.
No.
Brady, when are you going to find us some like inside information that nobody else knows so we can break it here on the pod?
Look, I'm not Dan Rappaport. I'm sorry. Okay, it's not Justin Thomas. It's Rory McIlroy. And
he don't even know the names now, so you cannot trust him.
I swear,
20 feet now to live. Confirmed.
I need Brady to come up with some like inside information so he can get it to Zach to tweet it out, and we can be like on the news.
Hey, look, I'll just start telling y'all whatever comes to mind, and eventually something will hit.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, now
I could have guessed Charlie would score today. I mean,
that's true. Now that we got Canon, we're buddies with Canon. We can maybe get us some inside scoop at Alabama. We can be the new insiders for college golf. Can't ask him what he knows.
I need it.
We can let some Canon to live. That's what we're hearing over here at BSG.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's our picks. You lock it in. Let me hit you with this right here. that was so fun. There we go. This was coming up with the boys. I actually have a clip. I need to save it from our most recent video of Zach and I yelling 4 on hole 9 when Scott went way right. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that as a new soundbite.
That one scared me a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, so go check out. That's our newest videos out. The second part will come out the next week. But us versus Scott and Maddox, and after 9, we're 2 up on them boys. And I'll tell you this: after 10, we were 3 up. That's all I'm going to tell y'all. So go check out the video. It'll come out. I love this kind of competition, like against people like that are really, really good, and it pulls it out of us. And somebody you can just give a tough time to. And they'll give it back.
Yeah, I don't ever want to walk away and be like, well, it was too easy. We need less people or more people, or I like the battle.
So that's coming up, both parts of those. As well as last night, Zach and Mitch are going to be going down to Panama City in a couple weeks to play Jay. Jay messaged me, and I sent it to Zach and asked him, but he has a buddy down there. It's a former graduate of Georgia, played on Georgia's golf team, wants in on the match. And Jay was like, do you think us two, if you want to keep the pro thing going, us 2 pros versus y'all? And I texted Zach, and I was like, I don't think we can beat them. But then I texted Jay and said, what if us 3 play from the forward tees, y'all play from the back? And Jay was like, oh, we'd love to do that. So BSG's keeping it going. 2 pros versus BSG again. One's a former Georgia golfer, so he's going to be good. And we've seen the course now, so it's not nothing new to us. We know the course. It's not going to be as windy.
I know the lines. Hopefully, the weather will be different.
Jay, if you're listening, I think Zach and I should have beat you last time, just us two. So I think if we get that many tee box, that much yardage against you and two other, it's a win for the boys.
I told Casey I need Mitch to get a lesson before we go.
He's not getting a lesson. He just needs to
He's
straighten
got a
it up.
free one with Scott if he'll go.
You know, if y'all are listeners and y'all don't know much about Mitch, he goes through clubs quickly. He had the Paradigm driver, which is one of the newest drivers, not the newest, but one of. Then got a TaylorMade mini driver, which I will say
Was
he
hitting
used.
it well.
Yes, I was going to say it stopped his slice probably about 30%. It didn't go as far right. Then he trades them both in and goes to the TaylorMade QI10 in a matter of weeks. So his game's all over.
He's
the
on
place.
his 4th driver in 6 weeks.
People say you can't buy your golf game, but he's working on trying to buy it right now as we speak. He's trying.
I tried it for a while and then I submitted to lessons, and I think it's changed my game.
So a lot of good stuff coming on the channel for the year. I'm actually excited. I was looking at our schedule and I was thinking last year we were like, oh no, we need a video. We don't have a video for this week, but we're like so far ahead and have so many videos just ready to come out. It's a lot less stress now.
Oh, and on top of that, we got invited by
Oh yeah,
Cliff Austin, who was Jay's partner in the tournament, to come battle him. And I don't know if it's going to be another golfer. It might be Jay. I think he was pitching Jay to do a 4v2 again at Highland Park in Birmingham. His father-in-law is like the general manager there.
Isn't that course I talked to you about? It's the number one public course in Alabama.
Number one public course in Alabama.
Yeah.
I said, we're ready. I said, we're open for all invitations to play.
Yeah, and so his father-in-law, you said, is the GM?
GM. Mm-hmm.
So nobody yelling at us because we can be like, no, my dad owns this place. We out here playing golf today. But him and Jay were partners in the BSG Classic last year. And so we'd love to play them. We'd love to do it. And right down the road, number one public course, we're all about getting wins. So
However we do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
So we need to make sure that we find a day we can all be there for that one. That'd be a fun one. Especially when it's like you're invited like that. So you know that they're expecting you to come filming. They know what it takes. They know it's going to be a process. So I'm excited about it. Real quick, what y'all think about, have y'all read all the comments on Instagram and TikTok of the putting thing recently?
Tobacco Road agreed with us.
I saw Tobacco Road. You know, it's big when Tobacco Road's comment on your post.
Yeah.
But a lot of comments of people hating on Scott. A lot of people agree with that, Scott, but
he did say it was good.
Yeah.
Prior.
It's funny when it gets on TikTok because then you get people commenting all kinds of stuff that don't care what they say. They're there to hurt your feelings pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
So no, I love that kind of stuff. I wish we had more like that. It just makes me laugh when people hate on us. Like the one I posted a thing about the Vice golf ball, and the guy was like, "Oh, you're glazing over Vice golf balls or something."
Yeah,
it just makes me laugh.
I was like, why does that even matter? Like what we're pushing, like if you don't want to buy it, you don't have to.
Yeah, just don't buy it. It don't hurt my feelings, man. Every time
we're working hard on that relationship.
Every time you like and comment on our post, whether it's a negative comment, it helps us. So I don't care.
Yeah.
All publicity is good publicity.
Yeah. Except that one clip that keeps getting passed around. And I'm standing
that's
right
not
on the tee box.
with us. It's only Casey.
No, that's my doppelganger. That's not me. My hair ain't like that no more.
That's true. That's true.
So let's do this. This is a good drop. Who wrote this drop zone question? This is a good one.
I did like 10 minutes ago.
Okay, this is good.
Well, that one's going to be wet. Welcome to the drop zone.
All right, let's discuss it, boys. What's the scariest shot to hit in golf? Here's some examples. You can come up with a different one. Over the water, a fairway bunker, or a downhill lie. And if you have another one suggested, you can suggest it.
I got one. I know it. Hole 11, the fields, downhill lie, over water, small green. That's a shot.
Yeah.
You ain't lying.
If it's ever not all the way at the bottom, it's below your feet, it's angled.
I was editing that hole just earlier in the video that's about to come out, and Mitchell me, Brady, and Maddox all hit it in the water. You and Scott, the only one that got over it.
The last 2 times we played, I've been the only one to get it over for our team.
That whole so like it's something about even if you're at the bottom, your shots are like a downhill lie, like we're talking about, and I can't do it.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm always in that water. That's just one of them holes that just get me. That and hole 4 point, I just can't. I go into it knowing
4
I'm about
points
to
a head game.
That's all it is. You know you're gonna make a high score, and then you actually do it because you're like, crap, I said that. Give me what used to be an intimidating shot for me was hole 3 Old Indian Pines because there's water back, right, and short. There's not much landing room.
Oh, yeah.
You could bail out to the left, but even if you go over halfway long, it's it slopes back to the water, and the front kind of slopes to the water too. It's kind of hard to hit a shot on that green. So I'm going water.
I don't mind hitting over water too much. I think where it comes into play for me, or where it gets in my head more, is not when I have to hit over it directly, but like when there's like water behind something that I'm like not paying attention to, and then like say you hit you could thin something and it just accidentally run across the green and it's gone. Like that kind of water is like what
like almost like island greens or peninsula greens where it's like 3 sides of water. You only have the walking path to get to the green.
Right, because like if you're hitting over water, most of the time I say like you're like, okay, well I have to hit it this number to carry that water, like nothing less. But like if you accidentally hit it too far, or you could get a bad line and hit it into the water by chunking it either way. But I think something that a lot of us, the courses we play don't have a lot of fairway bunkers. But like when I find myself in a fairway bunker, trying to get it out into like saying like trying to hit a green from a fairway bunker, that's probably like one of the most difficult shots for me, like on a par 4 or something.
North Carolina was tough with those.
Oh yeah.
It's just something we don't.
It's just not something we play in often.
Yeah.
I take that the scariest, and this is only for people local, and maybe us. Scariest shot to hit is if you're all tied in a match, comes down to 18 at point. That tee shot at point on 18. If you're one up, one down, or all square in a match, that is the most intimidating shot. Which it shouldn't even be like that, but it's an intimidating shot.
I think like that tee shot's like pretty difficult, but I think what's harder is the next shot. Like you have to be in a perfect spot off the tee or in the fairway on 18, like to even consider getting a flat lie. Like it's either going to be like, if you go right or left, it's going to be angled like this, and if you're too far, you're sitting downhill. So and then depending on where you are, that green's above you. So sometimes you have to play a little bit longer club.
Yeah,
or if you're anywhat short, like 200 yards, it's all downhill. And if you go too far, then the green's just so high above.
Yeah.
And it's already super sloped.
And wherever that pin is, that pin can decide a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We've been there a couple times where they put the pin on the slope in the middle of the green, which is just ridiculous.
That's crazy.
But I would rather have it, I don't know, I think I'd rather have it right than up on that tier on the left, because to try to get it back up
on
there.
The left there's so much slope on that left side. Yeah. If it's over the way on the right, you have the bunker in front, but it's a lot flatter over there.
I've seen, it was somebody, I don't remember who it was, but the pin was on the right, and that thing, they flew it to the complete left side of the green and up the hill, and it came down, and it managed to go all the way down to the pin just because the whole green goes that way. So that may be the scariest shot in golf right there.
For us.
Hole 18 at point.
Hole 18 at point. And if you don't want to take a shot, go play it. But that's it for episode 90, boys. We're 10 away from the big 100 now. And we said we'd talk about it. We're going to go to Moon Golf. We're going to episode 100. We're going to have a massive giveaway. Within the next few episodes, we'll kind of announce what the competition is going to be. It's nothing crazy. It's most likely you'll show up with either a putter or a club and have to do one of the two for a chance to win some big Moon Golf money. And, depending on how we're feeling, we may try to talk to Ann about having some food there, refreshments, finger food type stuff, and just be vibing and hanging out. Are we going to do a live podcast like we did last time?
I think so. Makes sense.
Yeah, just do it the big 100 while we're there. need to figure out how to actually be live. Just set up an iPad now and go live while we do it on the YouTube
Oh yeah.
instead of just recording and posting it later.
I
That'd
think
be
that
sick.
adds the pressure too for especially doing the closest to the pin thing. Like it added a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit more pressure.
We just need like some kind of tripod hole iPad or something. We'll go live with that. We'll figure it out. So that's it for the boys. Thanks for watching episode 90. It's been a fun run. We've got 10 more to go to 100. We'll see y'all in the next one.
Peace.